It is noon here on the West Coast, so that means it is the working hour with me, Karl Muhlbauer. Um, Today, I'm actually going to go and I'm going to be talking about stepping outside of your comfort zone and why it's hard. But once you do, you kind of realize how truly rewarding it can be. Now, I will tell you this: I have issues sometimes stepping out of my comfort zone. I don't know if it is my German background and having some order and stuff like that, but I will share with you actually just doing these live streams on Wednesdays. And now lately, I've been doing little snippet streams and stuff like that on top interview questions that you should be preparing for. And I'm doing that from like last week until the end of the year. Uh, for me, just to go in front of the camera to do that stuff is really difficult. I've never liked the way my voice has sounded. I never liked the way I looked on camera. There's 100 million different reasons why. And for me, it took a little bit of work on actually feeling comfortable enough to step in front of the camera to record these things or to do these things live, just because honestly, it's not easy. It's out of my comfort zone. Now, as much as my friends and family will tell you I'm a natural ham, I am funny as all get out and all that stuff, I personally don't see that. And that's my own hangups and stuff like that. And it got to a point where it actually was holding my business back. It was holding me back from doing the things that I've wanted to do for a very long time. And it was one of those things where it was becoming so limiting to me that I was making myself intentionally smaller. Now, I will be honest with you, like I said, this for me is stepping outside of my comfort zone. For some of my clients, stepping outside of their comfort zone could be something like reaching out to a stranger and networking with them. Stepping outside of their comfort zone is applying for that job where they don't tick all the boxes in the job requirement. And for some of them, it is actually taking that next step and saying, I am unhappy doing what I'm doing. I'm unhappy doing it where I'm doing it, and I need to make a change. Those are all examples of people that I've worked with that have had problems stepping out of their comfort zones. Now, a lot of times when it comes to making job changes and stuff, there's a lot of things that are at play. And sometimes they're in a situation it's a bad situation, but at the same token, they know that situation and they're like, well, I'll deal with it. Until the pain gets to a point where they can't deal with the pain, they can't deal with the stress, they can't deal with those things, and their productivity and everything else falters, and then they end up on the wrong side of a of a downsizing. They end up losing their job because of it. And what I tell my clients is this, over and over again, sometimes it's better to make the move and not let them make the move. In fact, I'll tell you this, it's 100% better when you make the move than when they make the move. And the reason is you leave on your own terms. But it takes a lot of getting out of your way, getting out of your comfort zone, and stepping into that unknown. Now, one of the things I mentioned a few moments ago, for my clients, one of the big things is actually stepping out and actually networking with people. Now, I tell my clients this constantly. You can go and you can submit resumes through Indeed and LinkedIn. And I know I'm streaming on LinkedIn and they tell everyone, oh, you should go through here and all this stuff. Well, LinkedIn is a great place to look for a job. Don't get me wrong. But if you're just hitting the click button on LinkedIn for those jobs and you're not doing the next step, which it's been designed for, the networking part, you're really not going to go anywhere in your job search. You're not going to get that job that you've been desiring, that job that you've been looking for in a time period that's going to be something where you're going to feel comfortable and you're not going to feel kind of knocked down. And I will tell you, this happens so many times. It really does. And it's happened to me as well. Sometimes it's just easy to hit submit, then do the hard work, and then follow up and follow through with it. And for a lot of my clients, this is a difficult thing because it's asking for something that, quite frankly, and quite honestly, well, a lot of times we have problems just asking for ourselves. I know I have a problem doing that a lot of times. Will I ask for my wife? Yeah, I'll ask for my wife. As uncomfortable it may be for me, I'll ask. Will I ask for my dog? By the way, you can see his treat over here. There he is. He's always with me, some way or another. But I will tell you this, asking for myself is a lot of times really, really difficult. And part of it is a feeling of me not deserving the good things. Now, I've had a paradigm shift. I believe that I deserve the good things. I deserve all the things that this world has to offer. I do understand I have to work hard for it. I have to show up for it. I have to do the things that are outside of my comfort zone in order to achieve it. And I can't expect it to happen overnight. Just because I am showing up does not mean it's going to happen overnight. Which brings me to the next part of it. You need to be consistent. You need to be consistently stepping out of your comfort zone. You need to be consistently showing up. And one of the greatest things that actually happened to me last week, somebody that we knew actually said, "Hey, I've been watching you, and I think what you're doing is really fantastic and really helpful." And it just honestly, it made my day. It made me realize that I am making an impact. And a lot of times I don't see the texts that are coming through and stuff like that all the time. I don't see a lot of the different things that pop up. I need to get better about that, and I understand that, and I do. But it made me feel good just after the fact, somebody saying, "Hey, I've seen you. I really like what you're doing. I'm proud of you." That reinforcement keeps me going. So if you're somebody I know or somebody I don't know and you like this, put something in the chat, put something in the comments afterwards and say, "Hey, I saw this. Thank you so much." Because part of it is that reinforcement. A lot of times we don't get the reinforcement that we should be getting. But the thing is, we can't let that stop us and deter us from doing those things. So I'm trying to keep these a little bit shorter and stuff like that. One last thing about how it can be rewarding and everything, I will tell you this. I do have clients that I work with on the regular, and what they have found out is when they do show up differently, when they get some routines down, and when they just show up, they find that the transformation is really phenomenal. They find that even stepping outside of their comfort zone, as difficult as it may be, was well worth the discomfort. So that's it for this week. I do have some housekeeping stuff. I'm really excited talking about stepping out of my comfort zone. I use a platform for my video conferencing, and I use it for webinars and stuff like that. And it's called Go Brunch. And I am actually, they've asked me to speak in what they call their tasty forum, their tasty treat forum. And I'm actually going to be speaking on this Thursday. I'll actually be doing it next Thursday as well. But for this coming Thursday, if you go and you scan the code right next to me, um, it's totally free. I'm going to be talking about how to unlock your next career chapter. Um, and the way I kind of look at your career and the jobs that you do are in chapters, like a book, and you're putting tools in your toolbox and stuff. Um, but this Go Brunch, they've actually asked me to speak to the people, and it's totally free. Anyone can come in, join, and all that stuff. And it's at 1:30 Pacific time tomorrow. And would love it if you guys showed up and came and offered some support. Again, this is me stepping out of my comfort zone, doing um, something that I'm passionate about. Because again, I'm really passionate about people being successful in their career. I've been that way since the beginning of my HR career. And being able to talk to this group and talk to this forum is such an honor, and I am so grateful for the opportunity. So let's do this. Let's sign up people. Let's get the house full. I would love it if they had to add extra seats to the room that we've set up and done all that stuff. So again, just scan the code next to me. You just have to go and give some basic information. They'll give you the code. They'll even remind you when it's going live. So I hope to see you tomorrow at 1:30 Pacific time. And for you out on the East Coast, that's 4:30 Eastern time. And then you guys in the middle, you can figure it out from there. But yeah, I really hope to see you there, and have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself, and I will see you next week, maybe tomorrow. Um, but I hope to see you. I hope to see you tomorrow, but I'll definitely see you next week. Have a great day, and I will talk.